Saturday dawned bright and harsh. The cloudy light outside mirrored my gloomy mood as I quickly dressed and woke up Mai.
Hey!
Mai, it's time to get up.
Morning.
Why? The video game competition, remember? We're playing Stupendous Stomping Sisters today. Mai shot straight up out of her bed. Oh my god, Jirard! I can hang out with Jirard today! She catapulted from the top of her bunk bed and sprinted out into the hallway. I heard crashes and shrieks as she massacred the other girls to get into the bathroom. The sun slowly rose through the window. Everything would be just fine. Right? Soon Mai returned, fully dressed and raring to go. Come on, Hana, let's go. She grabbed my hand and dragged me out into the campus commons. Her incessant tugging hurt, but I followed her silently. Even more strangely, she wasn't talking either. Our nerves had gotten the better of us both. We wandered the halls of the boys' dorm, making our way to 402. The dormitory itself smelled awful, like stale Dorito chips. I wonder how I never noticed it and realized this was the first time I came on a weekend. Rather than wandering campus all day for classes and clubs, most people were sleeping in or hanging out in their rooms. Mai slowed down as we climbed the stairs, staring at the floor. The closer we got, the slower we progressed. We opened up the 4th floor door and crossed the hall. Finally, we stood in front of PBG and John's door. You should knock.
What?
Me? You should knock. You got here first. Yeah, but you're their friend. Well, you know them better. But you've got pink hair. Is that Jirard? Yep. Is there a problem, ladies? We both froze. Sense of ham wafted through the air.
Oh, Jirard.
Good morning.
Hello, ladies. Is there something wrong with the door? Oh, no. We didn't want to wake them up in case they were still sleeping. Jirard let out a low-throated laugh. I don't think they'd mind having you wake them up. Mai's eyes almost rolled into the back of her head. Here, allow me. He leaned between us and tapped on the door. He was surprisingly tall, and being some 10 inches shorter than him, he towered over me. He looked down at me and winked. Ching. The door flew open.
Hey.
Hey, Glies. Hey guys, glad you can make it. We'll be a bit squished in here, but it's better than nothing. What? We couldn't get the classroom this year? I jumped. Shane stood behind me, expressionless. I didn't even see him come. Yeah, it turns out Hidden Block decided to book it for the same day. Wonder what for. John snorted somewhere in the background. I'm not sure your room is better than nothing. Oh, Shane with the zingers. That wasn't a zinger. Are you just gonna stand outside or are you coming in? We stepped through the threshold. My threshold. Yeah. Fully and completely entering PBG and John's room. Boy territory. We were out of our element. Maya had never been in the room before, and she glanced at the wall shelves. And glanced at the walls, shelves, and desks like a manic squirrel. Her eyes gleamed, and I had that sneaking suspicion she was making note of what she saw for her own nefarious purposes. Though what they were, I had no idea. Rather, I didn't want to know.
What's up?
Go on, take a seat anywhere. I looked to my left and saw boxers lying on a desk chair, blood shot into my face. Were they used? Oh no. TBG followed my gaze and turned red. Let me clean up a bit. Pigsty. Do they have pigsties in England? Everything in America is derivative of England. But we're in Japan. Whoops. Shane looked at me blankly. Wii U? Oh my god. Oh my god. Man, we're so lucky the Wii U has 8-player Stomp. They didn't even, like, hide that one. I'm excited to crush you, Shane.
JonTron sucks.
Dang. I wonder if he, like, did that on his own, or... I don't think that's going to happen.
Hey!
Hello, guess who's here? Jirard entered without knocking, a bright smile on his face. Hey.
Hold on, what?
Aw, man, Shane got here before me. Did you fail to see me leave?
Yeah, whatever.
I was hoping you were in the bathroom or something. We brought extra controllers. Does nobody knock around here? No, why would we? To be polite? Pfft, girls and their ridiculous social constructs. What? Wasn't he the one that thought he was a girl? What's up with that? What is up with this? These guys are weird. An intricate knot clattered through the entryway, and I pointed toward the door in defiance. See, someone knocks.
Good morning.
Of course it would be Satch to be the nice one. Hello. I brought bagels. Figured we didn't want a repeat of last year. My stomach grumbled and she turned red. That's what I thought. Ah, that's my husband. What?
You're perfect.
You're the best partner anyone could ask for. You are truly the best of us. Can't you just ask for one normally? I brought enough for everyone. Jirard leaned his head against Satch's shoulder, then turned to whisper into his ear. I knew I could trust you. What the heck is going on? Okay, well then, everybody pick a place to sit. We'll hand out bagels and then we'll get started. I scuttled to the side of the room against PBG's bed and next to Mai. We'd been sitting with them at lunch, but it wasn't until just now that I realized how crazy having all the normal boots guys in one room could be. 9 adolescent men in one room. Do these beards look adolescent to you? I mean, look at that beard. Look at that beard. Not to mention all friends, all part of the same club. Our personalities mingled in different ways, and I almost couldn't focus on over the myriad inside jokes, shouting voices, and flailing limbs. That is, until the character selection screen came on. In the blink of an eye, the controllers were gone. PBG glanced over at me and, noticing that I didn't have one, offered me his. No, really, I'm not good at these kinds of games. There's no way that you're worse than me, or Jimmy for that matter. Seeing as he didn't want to take no for an answer, I grabbed the controller and selected my character. Turby. He was cute and bouncy, even though he didn't seem... where was I? Even though he didn't seem super powerful, he looked like an easy enough character for a beginner to grasp. Although there was something in the eyes and beak that seemed a little... Yeah! Is everybody ready? I swallowed hard, the controller already slippery from my sweat. I never played Stomp before, though I watched others do so. I looked at the buttons on the controller, trying to guess at what button did what. One of the top buttons probably jumped. Obviously, the analog stick moved the character. We selected a stage, something with cute little houses and smallish animals bopping around in the background. What is it called? Why can't I figure out what it's called? Oh my god. Why can't I think of what it's called? Because I know exactly what that is, but I can't. Oh my god, that's gonna mess me up. And the countdown began. There were buttons on the back that clicked when you hit them, but I didn't know what they did. 3. Oh, that was a weird blue button on the top right, but not on the left. 2. And another analog stick? What was that for? The camera? How could we all control the camera at once? 1. Oh no. Go! Oh my god. What the hell? Attack everyone, not just me. But you're my mortal enemy. Josh, what was that for? I wasn't even fighting you. You're wide open and death waits for no one. You're next. The battle began, and in a display of slight mercy, the boys left me alone to wander the field and get a sense of my character. Oh, that does jump! I hit the jump button again, and again, and again, watching my character float higher and higher towards the sky.
Yeah.
I can fly! My joy was cut short as a Noki ball emerged from nowhere and pegged my pink blob in the eye. I fell off the side of the screen, and despite trying to jump back up, it wouldn't let me. Why?
Ah, look at you.
Uh-oh. Kirby can kind of hover for a while, but eventually he gets too full of air and has to land. Otherwise, he'd be OP. Oh. When in doubt, down B. Down B? In the commotion of the match, curses and death threats mixing with the clack of controllers, nobody was listening to what Nick was saying. The key to getting someone to hear you in this commotion, it seemed, was shouting their name at the beginning of your sentence. Jirard! Sag! Sag! Oh my. I frowned as my pink little blob fell back onto the map. Following Nick's advice to hit down B, a cloud appeared around my pink guy and he became a rock. What? I don't understand. What would a rock do? I repeated the move multiple times, always turning into a rock of some sort on the ground, never hurting anybody near me. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the ground and Turby flew into the air just as I hit down B. No! To my surprise, he formed into a rock and fell directly onto John's head. His Nario was sent flying off the screen and died. Oh no, he's feeling the dubstep. He's feeling the wub-wubs. You're on my shit list. Oh god, I'm very sorry. It didn't take long after that for me to die 5 pitiful, painful deaths, but as my little Turby tumbled off the screen for the 6th and final time, a small surge of pride hit me. I killed John, the JonTron, even if by accident. I handed my controller to Mai and sat back, completely satisfied. If it weren't for the fact that it was Mai's turn, I'd jump back in, eager to find other strategies for murdering my friends and potentially stirring up a hit list a mile long. So this was the joy of games. After playing a few rounds, the official tournament started. People played one-on-one matches against each other, slowly thinning out the competition over time. Mai went before me and was, rather unfairly, paired against Jirard. Every blow he doled out to her was, in her mind, some form of actual physical contact, at least judging by the way she shivered when she was hit it was. Unsurprisingly, she died almost immediately. I was the last person set to go against PBG. The others chuckled as we were past the controllers. Don't worry, Hana. PBG's the easiest of all of us. You're bound to beat him. Aw, come on, guys. Don't worry, Hana. I'll go easy on you. I nodded as PBG picked the most level playing field, a small platform floating out in space. Oh my god, they're going all Fox No items, Final Destination. The match started and PBG graciously held his players still. Go ahead and test your moves.
You're a great friend.
Aw, that's real nice of you, PBG. Yeah, real nice. I tested my moves, and while doing so, my hand brushed against the yellow stick. Turby did a menacing low kick, and my eyebrows raised. That looked powerful. Ready to go?
Yeah.
I think so. PBG charged me across the screen, and when he came close enough for me to hit, I pushed the yellow stick in his direction. Nice. So does his. He flew across the screen, my mouth fell open. PBG grit his teeth. I see how it is. No more Mr. Nice Guy then. I partially doubted that PBG had a non-nice bone in his body, but the match had begun. It was a long battle, a surprisingly long battle. We seemed to be evenly matched, right up until the very end when I smashed him off the screen with Turby's hammer. Oh, get wrecked. What? I set the controller down quietly, not particularly happy about having crushed PBG in my second ever match of Stomp. PBG nodded solemnly. I guess I lost it then. I guess I lost then. Mamma mia! They should have just put that there again. Damn, Hana. That was some natural born talent right there. I don't really think so. Anyway, the next match is Shane versus Paul. PBG remained quiet for a while after that. It wasn't until the third round that he joined in again, cheering with the rest of the guys. My match rolled around, but this time I was against Jirard, and this time I lost in only a few minutes. I set the controller down again, happy to no longer have responsibility over the life and death of inanimate pixels. As I did so, I saw Paul lean in to whisper something to Shane, whose eyes flew wide open, then his face shut down. Over my dead body. Okay. Their eyes slid to me and I looked away. They were talking about me, weren't they? I scooted over to Mai, feeling more comfortable near her than any of the guys. Ooh, no. We cheered for Jirard right up until the very end. He lost to a supernaturally agile Shane, who was seemingly being fueled by the rage of 1,000 demonic toddlers. What? What does that even mean? Everyone, that was a great round. It looks like we're in even better shape than last year. Well, all of us except PBG. That was uncalled for. Totally deserved. Anyways, I'm tired, so get out of my room, please. He grinned broadly, not finding anything wrong with how he summarily dismissed us. Mai and I gathered our things and left the room with the others, who, laughing and joking, dispersed in all different directions. Together we shuffled home. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. We fell through the doorway exhausted, with barely enough energy to change into our PJs. Mai leaped into her bed with a heavy sigh. Oh, Hana, I'm so glad you came to Asagao. As if this couldn't happen without me here. Mai shoved her face into her pillow and emitted a muffled reply. Yeah, whatever you say. I wonder. I don't know. I fell onto my bed, staring at the rungs. At the rungs that kept mine. I guess those are rungs. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that word before. I fell onto my bed, staring at the rungs that kept mine, her mattress from collapsing onto me and smothering me to death in the night. That was really fun. Video games are fun, Mai.
Really?
She shuffled around on top of her bed. I mean, I thought it was okay. It was passable. Don't know if I'd call it super fun or anything.
Really?
No, I loved it. She chuckled. Seems like you found your calling. I'm sure I have. Above me, Mai yawned.
Let's just go to sleep.
I'm exhausted. Smiling, I got up and turned out our light.
Good night.
Then I turned out her lights forever. Oh. Good night, Hana. Good night, Mai. Okay. Let's see, do I have anything? Can't remember if I read that or not. Someone's... Oh. Are Paul and Jirard really friends? They seemed really angry during that fight. Paul's so sincere about being student council. It must be really important to him. I never pegged him for a bleeding heart, but it's kind of cute. And how can Jirard have such confidence with his IPKs? I don't even want to talk about Shane. Video games are surprisingly fun? I mean, I know I liked to play them when I was a kid, but now I'm wondering what would have happened if I had access to them after I moved. If we weren't so damn poor, would I be competing too? Would I be making them? Of course not, that's silly, but it makes me kind of bitter. I guess I'm glad I'm finally getting to experience them now. I might never have known. I think that's it. Cool. As the chill weather of early spring faded and warmth stretched across Asagao, I itched to go outside. With Satch's book in hand, I took to the streets. Taking it to the street. Since many people realized how rare this moment was, most of the usual benches and grassy spots were taken. I kept walking until I came into the soccer field. There was a practice game being held, and PBG and his friend Jeff were running across the field. Being a skirmish, the bleachers were almost completely empty. Students scattered the shiny metal seats, but there was more than enough room for me. In one swift motion, practiced many times over my life, I sat down, spun my backpack into the space next to me, and pulled out a book. My book. I was nearly done with it, and I wanted to see if I could finish it today. It was due a few days ago, so I was under pressure. At a pause in my reading, I looked up to watch PBG on the field. A shock of color at the base of the bleachers caught my eye. It looked like some kind of metallic candy wrapper, and a pang of annoyance struck me. There was a trash can nearby. Why litter? But as I jumped down the steps of the bleacher and nearly slipped off of one, it became clear that it wasn't trash. The colors changed as the angle of the light did. It was an iridescent purple figurine. Itty bitty, and a kitty. Was it Jirard's? He was the only person I knew who collected them. I held it up to the nearest student, who shook his head. I was free for a while. Jirard was really into the IBK scene, so if it wasn't his, he'd probably know who it belonged to. One problem. I had no idea where his room was. Conveniently at that moment, PBG ran off the field to get a drink. I approached him, holding the kitty in front of myself like a talisman.
Hey!
Hey, PBG, do you know Jirard's room number? I think he dropped this. I held the kitty up again and it glimmered in the sun, much like PBG just now with all his physical activity. Oh, Jirard was just here. It has to be his. I asked him to bring me my goalie gloves. I wasn't ready to take McJones' places today. McJones. His room is right across from mine. Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Hey!
Hey! Hurry it up, PBG. PBG groaned. It wasn't much of a break.
See ya.
Gotta go. Good luck. He took a huge gulp from his water bottle, then poured the rest on his head and jumped back into the game. His teammates patted him on the back as he rejoined them. I placed the IBK into my uniform's Lilliputian pocket and headed to Bluebell. Okay, it's a tiny pocket. As I entered Bluebell House, a passing boy frowned at me. Was I even allowed to be here by myself? I shook my head. There was no time to be afraid. Today I had a mission. Just as PBG said, there was a door right across from his room. I knocked and fished the IBK from my pocket. Oh no. Shane answered the door, not at all pleased to see me. Huh? But it was weak. I felt like I was only making things worse. I didn't know what went on in Shane's mind. He looked at the IBK in my hands. The IBK. Jirard should be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'll just wait in the common room. When he gets back, can you tell him to try and find me? I could read downstairs. Even if it took Jirard an hour to get back, I could keep myself occupied. Shane sighed and leaned against the door frame. Door frame. I could tell him, but it wouldn't be much easier if you waited in here. But it would be much easier if we waited in here. He put his hand out, gesturing me inside. Alright, thanks. We've done it. We've gotten to his room. I entered the room and stood smack in the middle of it. Shane plopped into a chair in front of what must have been his desk, and I sat down in what I assumed to be Jirard's chair on the opposite side. Shane swiveled around and started to click something on his laptop. Seeing as he wasn't much for small talk, I turned to observing the room. The room was well decorated, one could say. There was a lot of itty-bitty kitties, each arranged neatly with its brethren of similar design. Every empty space not filled with school-related objects was covered with by the pads of a cute little cat. Or at least the sealed box of one. Even parts of whoa, that's hard to say. Even parts of Shane's shelves had IBK on them. I had to admit, it was kind of endearing. Something about the dedication required was sweet.
Hey!
Do you collect itty bitty kitties too? Not really. They're Jirard's. I don't mind. I see. It's kind of niche. I'm surprised you're into them. Oh no, I don't collect them. I just found this one on the side of the field. PBG said Jirard was there earlier, so I came to find out whether it was his. My hastiness to disown the figure did not go unnoticed by Shane, who made a face at me. If it's not Jirard's, he'll probably know whose it is, right? It's probably Jirard's. I smoothed my thumb over the plastic kitty absent-mindedly. Shane returned to whatever he was doing online, and I conversed with the figure in my hand. You're pretty crazy. Who's your pretty kitty? Who's your pretty kitty? You are... Oh. Ow. Jirard came back about 2 minutes later.
Hey, Shane.
And Hana? He held 2 coffees in his hand. Suddenly he turned pink. Oh. What are you two doing in here, alone, together? We're not doing anything. Hana was looking for you.
Really?
Really? How could I help, Hana? He gave a coffee to Shane and offered the other one to me. Here, take mine. I would have gotten you one too if I knew you were here. That's really nice of you, but no thanks. I just came to see if this was yours. For what felt like the 10th time in the last half hour, I displayed my itty-bitty kitty.
Oh, wow!
Oh, wow! Wow! Jirard almost dropped his coffee as he leaped forward. Dang. I lost this today. Where did you find it? It was near the field. PBG told me you were there earlier, so I wanted to give it back to you. I handed the figure to Jirard, who looked about ready to kiss it.
You're the best.
You're the best. Thank you, Hana, thank you. You didn't have to do this, but you did, and I don't know what I would have done without you. It wasn't any trouble at all. It looked pretty rare.
They're special.
It's not as rare as you would think, but it's still very special to me. I'm so glad you're the one to find it. I shouldn't have been so careless. Don't beat yourself up about it. What matters now is that you have it back. Maybe zip up your pockets next time.
I promise.
You bet I'll take a load of precautions to make sure this never happens again. He placed it delicately on the shelf with other kitties that had the same iridescent properties. Jirard looked at me while I viewed his hard-earned assemblage.
Right.
Oh, duh, Jirard, you dummy. How rude of me to not at least introduce you to my collection, sorry. In this room I have 247 itty-bitty kitties of every shape and size. This is the newest set, the Catastrophes. They're a band. They're really popular. They're really popular right now. I traded my rare extras for the I'm done. Nope. The one you brought back to me is from a set of 4 that are called Opalescents. Currently, they're the only shinies. They were so pretty, my gaze fixated on them. I'm just missing the last opalescent. It's a purple one. Princess Pumpernickel. I've tried everywhere, but no one has them in stock. But there's only 3 copies in the world, so it's not really surprising. 3? That's like unfair. It's more surprising that I managed to get these ones. I have one of the most complete collections in the world. People think that the Kitties company gives me the newest figures, but I earn all my IBK. Yeah, everybody thinks. Jirard is mostly a Nintendo fanboy, and every time he does like a completionist episode, people think that like he gets all the amiibos and all the Nintendo games like from Nintendo. But really, most of the time, he just buys them. And actually, like all the time, he just buys them, and then some of the time he ends up getting copies from them. I can tell this took a lot of hard work. I'm amazed at how much effort you've put into this. He sighed heavily and sat down on his bed.
Complete it.
Why did he say that? Dan, 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 dan. Anyway. Thanks, Hana. I just wish I could get the last figure. I could finish my collection and the kitties would have all their friends together in one place. I wish I could help. Don't worry about it, Hana. This is my battle to fight. I nodded, then glanced at my watch.
See you later.
Oh, I should go. I really wanted to finish my book today. But if you ever need help, I'm here. Aw, we're doing it, guys. We're doing it. I stood up and then waved to the both of them. Aw.
Bye.
Bye, Hana. Thanks again.
Bye.
See ya. Oh, he was happy for a second. Thankfully, I managed to finish my book. It took more time than I expected, though, and by the time I got back to my dorm, it was dark outside. When I opened the door to my room, the lights were off. I flicked them on, and then the huddled form of Mai hugging a stuffed purple bear appeared on her bed.
Hello.
I'm back. Mai glanced at me and buried her face again in her bear. Was she sulking? It was unlike her to be so unenergetic. Oh no, what happened? Are you okay? That doesn't sound very okay. Mai glanced at me again, her face a light shade of pink, like she was holding her breath. You know you can tell me anything. You've helped me out a lot, so it's the least I can do in return, right? Besides, we're friends. Mai sighed and threw the bear on the floor, where it lay as if screaming in agony. Agony? Oh. It's not fair. She sighed again. I know it's terrible to think like this, but even though I'm really happy for you, getting to be friends with those guys, it's just not fair. Those guys? Who? The Normal Boots Club?
I can't believe this.
It's just that I've been a fan of them for so long and I've loved Jirard forever. And then you come out of the blue with your pink hair and just like that, you're friends. She snapped her fingers in front of her face. But here, I've been trying this whole time and Jirard didn't even know my name. I know I'm being stupid and I feel bad, but still. My. Some friend you are, Jork. I definitely don't want to say that. That's awful. But what if she like freaks out when I'm like, they're your friends too? But she'd be like, no, you're more of their friends, you jerk. Mai smiled weakly at me. Yeah. Oh, dang it. They wouldn't be my friends if it wasn't for you. Mai. I'm going to sleep. She turned over and closed her eyes without even taking off her uniform. Mai. I turned off the light and walked to the bear she threw in the middle of the room. I'm sorry, too. I said it quietly, but even as the words left my lips, I knew they were a lie. What?